Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, nestled high above the fluffy white clouds, lived a curious and adventurous little prince named Leo. Prince Leo wasn't like other princes who were content with just staying inside the castle walls. Oh no! He loved the great outdoors. His favorite things were exploring the lush, green gardens of the palace, chasing after colorful butterflies that fluttered like tiny winged jewels, and most of all, dreaming about magical lands hidden just beyond the horizon. One beautiful clear night, as the moon hung like a silver lantern in the sky, Leo was gazing out at the twinkling stars from his grand castle window. He loved to count them, imagining each one was a distant, glowing kingdom. Suddenly, a sparkling trail of shimmering light streaked across the dark velvet sky, brighter than any shooting star he had ever seen. It seemed to dance and weave its way closer and closer. Before he could even blink his wide, curious eyes, a soft, gentle voice, like the rustling of leaves in a summer breeze, whispered in the air, "Follow the starlight, brave heart." The next morning, when Leo opened his eyes, he wasn't in his familiar royal bedroom. Instead, he found himself in the most beautiful place he could have ever imagined. This was fairyland. The sky above him wasn't just blue. It shimmered and glowed with all the colors of a rainbow, woven together like fine silk. And the flowers, they weren't just pretty. They sang gentle, sweet tunes that filled the air with melody. As he looked around in wonder, he saw them. Flying all around him, leaving trails of sparkling dust, were 5 beautiful fairies, each one glowing brightly in her own magnificent color. The first fairy to greet him was Luna, the violet fairy. She floated gracefully towards him, her long, silver hair flowing behind her, and her gown glittering as if it were made from pure moonlight. Her voice was as soft and calming as the night sky. "Welcome, dear prince," she said with a warm, kind smile. "We are so happy you are here. You've been chosen to see the magic of our land." Next, dancing playfully over a sparkling, crystal-clear river, was Aqua, the blue fairy. Her dress shimmered and moved just like gentle waves on a sunny day, and wherever she flew, tiny iridescent bubbles floated in her wake. She laughed, a sound like bubbling springs. "I care for all the rivers and lakes in fairyland," she explained, zipping through the air. "Would you like to ride a water dolphin?" And with a flick of her wrist, a friendly dolphin made entirely of shimmering water leaped from the river, ready to play. Then, with a gentle swirl of green leaves and fragrant petals, Ivy, the green fairy, appeared. Her gown was beautifully crafted from the softest flower petals, and delicate green vines twirled around her hands and arms like living jewelry. She took Leo by the hand and led him to a vast, sun-drenched meadow filled with flowers of every shape and color. To his astonishment, the flowers turned their faces towards him and began to speak. "Nature listens to those who are gentle," Ivy told him softly, her eyes as green as the forest. Suddenly the whole meadow grew even brighter. It was Sunny, the yellow fairy, who glowed as brilliantly as the morning sun itself. She giggled as she painted the sky with strokes of pure sunshine and filled the air with infectious laughter. "Every smile is a ray of light," she declared happily. She flew around Leo, sprinkling golden, glittering dust that tickled him and made him laugh out loud. Her joy was contagious, and Leo felt his heart fill with pure happiness. Finally, a fairy with an aura of confidence and strength flew forward. This was Ruby, the red fairy, the bravest of them all. Her powerful wings sparkled like crackling fire, and her dress shone with the deep, rich color of a perfect ruby rose. She led Leo to the majestic Crystal Mountain, a towering peak made of glowing crystals where courage itself was born. She placed a hand on his shoulder. "Remember this, little prince," she said, her voice full of conviction. "True strength comes not from might, but from kindness." Together, the 5 fairies took Prince Leo on an unforgettable journey through their magical home. They crossed bridges made of solid rainbows, floated on clouds that tasted like cotton candy, and walked through forests where the stars didn't just twinkle in the sky but sang beautiful lullabies from the branches of the trees. Their adventure wasn't just for fun though. Along the way, they found a baby unicorn, its leg tangled in some thorny vines. Without hesitation, Leo, remembering Ruby's words about kindness, gently worked to free the frightened creature. The fairies helped, using their magic to soothe the unicorn and untangle the vines. In gratitude, the rescued baby unicorn nuzzled Leo's hand and gifted him a glowing charm that pulsed with the warm light of friendship. All too soon, it was time for Leo to go home. The 5 fairies gathered around him, their colorful lights blending together in a beautiful glow. Luna, the violet fairy, smiled her gentle smile. "Remember, Prince Leo," she said, her voice full of warmth. "The magic is not just here in fairyland, it's inside your own heart, and it appears whenever you share kindness and show courage." Leo waved a heartfelt goodbye as the same trail of starlight that brought him there gently wrapped around him, lifting him up and carrying him back across the night sky to his own world. The next morning, when he woke up in his bed, he wondered if it had all been a wonderful dream. But then, he saw it. Resting right there on his pillow was the glowing charm of friendship from the baby unicorn, its light soft but steady. It was proof that fairyland was real and his adventure had truly happened. From that day on, the little prince made a promise to himself. He would keep the magic of fairyland alive, not just in his kingdom, but in his own heart and in every beautiful dream that sparkled in the night sky. The moral of this story is that magic is very real when your heart is kind, your spirit is brave, and your dreams are bright and full of wonder. Thank you so much for joining us on this magical journey. If you love this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enchanting adventures. See you next time.